All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Lalema Aneja Dang and with me is Sunil Verma. The headlines. India elected as non-permanent member of UN Security Council for a 2-year term. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts India will give befitting reply to anyone who tries to impinge upon its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Prime Minister to launch auction of 41 coal mines this morning. Number of COVID-19 testing labs increased to 924 in the country. Prices for corona tests in Delhi reduced to 2,400 rupees. And Railways deploys 960 COVID care coaches in 5 states. India was elected as non-permanent member of the UN Security Council for a 2-year term after winning 184 votes in the 193-member General Assembly. Along with India, Ireland, Mexico and Norway also won the Security Council elections held last night. India was a candidate for a non-permanent seat from the Asia-Pacific category for the 2021-2022 term. Its victory was certain as it was the sole candidate vying for the lone seat from the grouping. New Delhi's candidature was unanimously endorsed by the 55-member Asia-Pacific grouping in June last year. India's 2-year term will begin on January the 1st, 2021. This is the 8th time that India will sit at the UN High Table, which comprises 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. India's permanent representative to the UN, T.S. Tirumurthy, said India received overwhelming support in its election to the UN Security Council and it will continue to provide leadership and a new orientation for a reformed multilateral system. He said India's election to the Security Council is a testament to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision and his inspiring global leadership, particularly in the time of COVID-19. The martyrdom of Indian soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the violent clash in Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh will not go in vain. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserted this while speaking over the violent instance of clash which erupted between the Indian and the Chinese military personnel on Monday evening. He said India will give a befitting reply to anyone who tries to impinge upon its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Mr. Modi paid homage to the martyred soldiers and remembered their valor. He said, India is a peace-loving nation which thrives on the principle of sacrifice and endurance.
भारत माता के वीर सपूतों ने गलवान वैली में हमारी मातृभूमि की रक्षा करते हुए सर्वोच्च बलिदान दिया है। मैं देश की सेवा में उनके इस महान बलिदान के लिए उन्हें नमन करता हूं। उन्हें कृतज्ञतापूर्वक श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं। दुख की इस कठिन घड़ी में हमारे इन शहीदों के परिजनों के प्रति मैं अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं।
Prime Minister Modi asserted that India always strives to reach out its neighboring countries in order to arrive at a common consensus. Highlighting the valor and courage of Indian soldiers, he said the nation has always worked for peace in the region, but in case of any provocation, it is ready to give a befitting reply. Prime Minister Modi affirmed that whatever may be the situation and circumstances, India will firmly protect every inch of its land and self-respect.
हमारे लिए भारत की अखंडता और संप्रभुता सर्वोच्च है और इसकी रक्षा करने से हमें कोई भी रोक नहीं सकता। इस बारे में किसी को भी जरा भी भ्रम या संदेह नहीं होना चाहिए। भारत शांति चाहता है, लेकिन भारत उकसाने पर हर हाल में यथोचित जवाब देने में सक्षम है।
The Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, along with the Chief Ministers of States and Union Territories who were present during the address, paid tribute to the martyrs by observing a 2-minute silence.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has conveyed to his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi India's protest in strongest terms on the violent face-off in Galwan on the 15th of this month. External Affairs Ministry said Dr. Jaishankar and the Chinese Foreign Minister had a phone conversation yesterday afternoon on the recent developments in Ladakh. Dr. Jaishankar recalled that at the meeting of senior military commanders held on 6th June, an agreement was reached on de-escalation and disengagement along the line of actual control. Dr. Jaishankar stressed that this unprecedented development will have a serious impact on the bilateral relationship. He said the need of the hour was for the Chinese side to reassess its actions and take corrective steps. The two sides should scrupulously and sincerely implement the understanding that was reached by the senior commanders on the 6th of June. The minister said troops of both sides should also abide by the bilateral agreements and protocols. They should strictly respect and observe the line of actual control and should not take any unilateral action to alter it. The Chinese foreign minister, on his part, conveyed the Chinese position on recent developments. They agreed that the overall situation would be handled in a responsible manner and both sides would implement the disengagement understanding of 6 June sincerely. In response to a query on the statement by the Chinese side that the sovereignty of the Galwan Valley area belongs to China, the official spokesperson, Anurag Srivastava, said both sides have agreed that the overall situation should be handled in a responsible manner and that the understandings reached between senior commanders on 6 June should be implemented seriously. The spokesman said making exaggerated and untenable claims is contrary to this understanding.
According to agency reports, the Chinese side suffered over 40 casualties, including the dead and seriously injured in the face-off in the Galwan Valley on Monday night. United States intelligence reports also suggest that the Chinese army suffered heavy casualties during the violent clash with the Indian military in eastern Ladakh's Galwan Valley. The report further added that this figure could be a combination of total number of soldiers killed and seriously wounded on the Chinese side. The Indian Army yesterday said 20 Army personnel, including a colonel, were killed on Monday night in the biggest ever military confrontation between the two armies in over 5 decades. Speaking to AIR News, defense analyst Commodore Uday Bhaskar explained India's response to the recent violent standoff with Chinese troops in the Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh.
हाल में जब से शी जिनपिंग साहब आए हैं राष्ट्रपति के तौर पे, तो हमने देखा कई सारे ऐसे इंसिडेंट हुए हैं, घटनाएं, जैसे हमारा हाल में डोकलाम हुआ था, उससे पहले देवसांग हुआ था, इसी प्रकार से चुमार हुआ था। तो जब शी जिनपिंग साहब भी यहाँ पे आए थे, पीएलए के जो ट्रूप्स है वो भारत के अंदर इसी प्रकार का इंट्रूजन आक्रमण का उन्होंने कोशिश किया था। मैं यही कहूंगा कि चीन का जो भी वो बयान देते हैं उसको एक साइड रखना चाहिए और भारत को वहां पे अपनी तैयारी वगैरह करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये जो लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल है, ये दोनों देश अपने सैनिक क्षमता के आधारित दावा कर रहे हैं और ये कई सालों से चल रहा है। और इस बार जहां तक भारतीय सेना है, मेरे ख्याल से उनको पता है किस प्रकार का कदम लेना चाहिए। उनको राष्ट्रीय तरफ से जो दृढ़ता होना चाहिए, जो राजनीतिक सहमति होना चाहिए, उसकी सख्त जरूरत है। तो हमें देखना है कि आगे जो भी सरकार का फैसला होगा, फौज की तरफ से मैं कहूंगा कि चाहे उनकी बहादुरी हो या उनकी प्रोफेशनलिज्म, उसमें किसी प्रकार की कमी नहीं होगा। और अभी जून 2020 जो है वो अक्टूबर 1962 नहीं।
The mortal remains of the army soldier K. Palani, one of the brave Jawans who laid down their lives in defense of the nation in Ladakh, was laid to rest this morning. The last rites were performed with military honors at his native village Kadukallur in Ramanathapuram district in Tamil Nadu. Hundreds of people paid their last respects to the martyr. Earlier, a special army flight landed at Madurai airport with his body. At the airport, the district officials, police and defense officers and people's representatives paid floral tributes to his mortal remains. Later, it was taken to his native village by ambulance. The mortal remains of Havaldar Sunil Kumar, who laid down his life for the country in the standoff with Chinese troops at Galwan Valley in Ladakh, arrived at his native village in Taranagar in Sikaria Panchayat under Bihta block in rural Patna this morning. His funeral will take place on the banks of the river Ganga at Maner in Patna. Earlier, a guard of honor was given to the martyr at Patna airport. Deputy Chief Minister Sushil Kumar Modi and ministers, including leaders of several parties, paid floral tributes to the martyr at the airport. Chhattisgarh's Ganesh Kunjam was among the 20 soldiers who lost their lives in the clash with Chinese troops in Galwan Valley of eastern Ladakh on Monday night. The 27-year-old Kunjam was a resident of Gidhari village of Charama block in Kanker district of Tribal Bastar division. We have more from our correspondent.
Ganesh Kunjam was the only son of his parents. Ganesh had decided to join the army after passing his 12th exams in the year 2011. He was posted at the China border about a month ago. He last came home in January this year. The parents had fixed his wedding during that visit. He had recently built a house from his savings. Ganesh's uncle Tiharu Ram Kunjam said that there is a pall of gloom descended on the family, but they are also feeling proud that Ganesh made a supreme sacrifice for his country.
मेरा नाम तिहारू राम कुंजाम है, मेरा भतीजा है। दुख तो जरूर हुआ है सर, लेकिन अब गर्व भी है।
The Jawan's mortal remains are expected to reach his village today. His last rites will be performed with full state honors. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the launching of auction of 41 coal mines for commercial mining at 11 this morning. The commencement of this auction process of coal mines for sale of coal is part of the series of announcements made by the government under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Coal Ministry, in association with FICCI, is launching the process for auction of these coal mines. A two-stage electronic auction process is being adopted by for the allocation of coal mines. Prime Minister will outline his vision for the country to achieve Atmanirbharta, that is, self-reliance in the mining sector, which is the key source of input for many basic industries like power, steel, aluminium and sponge iron. This auction process marks the beginning of opening of Indian coal sector for commercial mining. Our correspondent reports that this will create employment generation for more than 280,000 people. It is also expected to generate approximately 33,000 crore rupees of capital investment in the country over the next 5 to 7 years. These mines will contribute 20,000 crore rupees revenue annually to the state governments.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. India elected as non-permanent member of UN Security Council for a 2-year term. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts India will give befitting reply to anyone who tries to impinge upon its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Prime Minister to launch auction of 41 coal mines this morning. Number of COVID-19 testing labs increased to 924 in the country. Prices for corona test in Delhi reduced to 2,400 rupees. And Railways deploys 960 COVID care coaches in 5 states. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने साथ अपनों का ध्यान रखो, बड़े बुजुर्गों का तुम ध्यान रखो, तो बात करो, कुछ मदद करो, कोरोना के चलते याद रखो, घर से निकलो तो मास्क पहनना, मास्क के पीछे मुस्कुराना, सुरक्षित दादा दादी नाना नानी अभियान, अपने साथ अपनों का ध्यान।
Union Health Ministry has said that it has increased the number of COVID-19 testing labs to 924 in the country. Of the total labs, the number of government labs has been increased to 674 and private labs to 250 so that are capable of real-time RT-PCR, TrueNat and CBNat-based testing. The RT-PCR-based testing labs are 535 that include 347 government and 188 private labs. The number of TrueNat-based testing labs is 316, including 302 government and 14 private labs. However, the number of CBNat-based testing labs is 73, comprising 25 government and 48 private labs. The Health Ministry said a total of 1,63,187 COVID-19 samples were tested in the last 24 hours and the total number of samples tested so far is 60,84,256. The Union Government has said that the recovery rate has reached 52.79% in the country and a total of 1,86,935 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. During the last 24 hours, 6,922 people recovered from this virus. Presently, the total number of active corona cases in the country is 1,55,227. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry said that a total of 10,974 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 3,54,065. India registered the highest death toll yesterday since the outbreak of coronavirus in the country. In one day, a total of 2,003 deaths were reported, taking the nationwide toll to 11,903. With this, the case fatality rate reached 3.36%.
Hinting at opening up of more economic activities and further normalization, Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged the states and union territories to plan the second phase of nationwide unlock. Debunking all rumors related to re-imposition of nationwide lockdown, he said the nation needs to focus on phase 2 of unlock and ways to minimize possibilities of any harm to the people. Prime Minister Modi, while interacting with states and union territories' chief ministers on the second day of his virtual meeting yesterday, discussed the roadmap to further embolden the nation's fight against coronavirus. He reiterated that the timely decisions by the government helped contain the global pandemic of COVID-19 in the country to a large extent. Mr. Modi highlighted the increase in domestic manufacturing capabilities of PPEs, masks, availability of diagnostic kits in adequate quantity, supply of ventilators made in India using PM CARES Fund, availability of testing labs, lakhs of COVID special beds, thousands of isolation and quarantine centers, and adequate human resource through training. He stressed on the need to give constant emphasis on health infrastructure, information systems, emotional support, and public participation. Railways has deployed 960 COVID care coaches in 5 states. These states are Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Madhya Pradesh. Railway Ministry said out of a total of 960 COVID care coaches, 503 COVID care coaches have been deployed in Delhi, 372 in Uttar Pradesh, 16 in Telangana, 20 in Andhra Pradesh and 5 in Madhya Pradesh. The ministry said these state governments have sent the requisition to railways and railways have allocated these coaches to the states and union territories. The ministry said, sustaining the fight against COVID-19, Railways is making an all-out effort to supplement the healthcare efforts of state governments. Railways has geared up to provide its 5,231 COVID care coaches to the states.
Sample testing for COVID-19 has been doubled in Delhi following decisions taken by Home Minister Amit Shah during a series of meetings held last Sunday and Monday. A total of 16,618 test samples were collected in the past 2 days, and sample testing has been doubled from about 4,000 to 8,000 daily. Daily collection of samples varied between 4,000 to 4,500 till the 14th of June. Reports of 6,510 tests have been received so far, and the remaining will be received by today. The report of high-level expert committee headed by Dr. V.K. Paul on rates to be charged by testing laboratories has been received in the Health Ministry and has been sent to the Delhi government for further necessary action. The committee has fixed the rate per test at 2,400 rupees. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has requested the central government to prepare a comprehensive policy for National Capital Delhi and its adjoining districts regarding COVID-19 management. The number of corona patients is rising continuously in the districts of state which are close to Delhi, and the Chief Minister has already instructed officials in these districts to remain extra vigilant. Here's more from our correspondent.
Talking to the Prime Minister during his interaction with Chief Ministers of different states yesterday, Yogi Adityanath said that there is a lot of movement of general public is involved in National Capital Region and its neighboring districts, and keeping this thing in mind, provision should be made for the screening of suspected and asymptomatic COVID patients so that the spread of this deadly virus can be stopped. He informed Prime Minister that the state has done more than 5 lakh COVID tests till date and currently doing more than 16,000 tests daily. The state government aims to achieve the target of 20,000 tests per day by 20th of this month. He also requested Prime Minister to allow keeping the asymptomatic COVID patients in hospitals so that the chain of corona could be break and its spread can be curbed. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana has proved to be a boon for the poor to fulfill their dream of their own house. Even though the country and the state have come to a standstill in the corona pandemic, More than 1,500 houses have been constructed in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Here's a report of our Bhopal correspondent.
Taking advantage of the relaxation given in rural areas during the lockdown, Dhar district has completed the construction of 1,514 houses in just 85 days. District Panchayat CEO Santosh Verma told AIR that a record number of houses have been built during this period.
वर्तमान वर्ष के 2019-20 के जो टारगेट थे उसमें कुल मिलाकर के लगभग 1514 आवास बनकर के पूर्ण हो गए, जो अब तक का बहुत बड़ा रिकॉर्ड है। और निश्चित रूप से जो पलायन करके वापस लौटे हैं उनके साथ साथ जो वर्तमान में गांव में रह रहे थे उन लोगों ने भी अपने खुद के घर में रह करके अपने आवास को पूर्ण करने में सफलता प्राप्त की है।
Mayaram of Fulgawdi village of Sardarpur Tehsil has thanked the government for this noble scheme.
मेरे को पीएम आवास मिला था और लॉकडाउन के कारण मैंने अच्छा मकान बना लिया और हम अभी खुश हैं।
Mukesh of Golpura village is very happy to get his dream home.
हमने मकान बनाया है, अच्छी तरीके से बना लिया, बढ़िया पैसे भी मिल गए सारे और हम सब लोग बहुत खुश हैं।
Of course, due to corona, people had to face a lot of trouble, but due to the efforts of central government, the poor and the laborers have not only beaten the epidemic and constructed their dream homes, but also have given the message of good use of time. With Sunil Sachan from Dhar, Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Maharashtra reported 3,307 new COVID-19 cases and 114 deaths, taking the case count to 1,16,752 and fatalities to 5,651. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray interacted with leading entrepreneurs in the state through a video conference organized by CII to restore the condition of industries in the state. Our correspondent has the details.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray said that entrepreneurs in the state should submit new projects that will create a new identity of the state in the world to enhance the dominance of Made in Maharashtra and promised to extend all necessary cooperation for the same. He informed that about 40,000 hectares of land is reserved for industries in the state. Businesses need to come up with changing needs. Accordingly, if the entrepreneurs submit new projects, they would be given all the license within 24 hours without any difficulty to start the project. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
The West Bengal government has directed private nursing homes treating COVID patients not to refuse patients. State Chief Secretary Rajiv Sinha and senior health officials will meet the representatives of private nursing homes today in view of the increasing COVID patients in the state. Here's more from our correspondent.
The West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has urged the private nursing homes treating COVID patients not to refuse patients' admissions. She also requested them to provide information about availability of beds to the people on hourly basis. The top brass of the state administration will meet the private nursing home authorities and will issue necessary directions. The state government has decided to open 104 safe home centers for mild symptom COVID patients to reduce pressure of patients on COVID hospitals. Arijit Chakraborty, AIR News, Kolkata.
In Tamil Nadu, the number of COVID-19 infections has crossed the 50,000 mark. With 2,174 people confirmed positive yesterday, the total tally has risen to 50,193. The total fatality has mounted to 576. Meanwhile, in his interaction with Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday, the State Chief Minister Edapadi Palaniswamy has highlighted the special measures being undertaken to control the COVID-19 spread. More from our correspondent.
The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edapadi Palaniswamy called up the families of the senior private secretary in the CMO and the police inspector in Chennai who succumbed to the COVID-19 pandemic yesterday. He has assured a government job for a member each from the families of the two staff. This is the first incident in which a police official who fought against the pandemic as a frontline warrior in the state capital has lost his life. Meanwhile, in Chennai, 55% of the infected people have returned home after recovery. The mortality rate in the city is 1%. Out of the 15 zones in the Chennai Corporation, the number of total infections has crossed 1,000 mark in 10 zones, with Rayapuram zone having the maximum caseload of 5,486 patients. Hectic efforts are on in all the zones to contain the spread of the virus. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
The first patient to be successfully cured of COVID-19 infection through plasma therapy was discharged from Karnataka Institute of Medical Sciences, KIMS, in Hubballi yesterday. Minister for Large and Medium Industries, Jagdish Shettar, along with KIMS Director Rama Lingappa Antarani, greeted the 65-year-old truck driver with a bouquet before he returned home in an ambulance. The truck driver, who had returned from Maharashtra, was admitted to Karnataka Institute of Medical Sciences, KIMS, with symptoms of cough, respiratory problems and fever on May 27th.
Advisor Ayurved in the Ministry of Ayush, Dr. Manoj Nesari, has advised people certain practices in order to boost immunity.
आयुष मंत्रालय जो प्रयत्न कर रहा है वो जनरल इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा है। इसके लिए एडवाइजरी जो इशू करी है उसमें एक पहली दवा है जिसका नाम है गुडुची, जिसको गिलोय कहते हैं हिंदी में। तो उसमें जो कड़वाहट होती है वही एक्चुअली दवा है, वो काम करती है। और गिलोय को रसायन माना है, रसायन मतलब ये बेस्ट इम्यूनोमोड्यूलेटर है, तो हमारी इम्यूनिटी जो है वो उसको बढ़ाती है।
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. And post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold Channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. In the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while maximum will be around 42 degrees Celsius. The city will observe mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Srinagar, the temperature will be between 13 and 31 degrees Celsius. The city will face mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 14 and 36 degrees Celsius, with the sky becoming mainly clear, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be mainly clear, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The city will witness minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature will be around 38 degrees Celsius. The national capital, Delhi, will witness a minimum temperature of 29 and maximum of 42 degrees Celsius. There will be strong surface winds during daytime. Mumbai will witness generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum and maximum temperature will hover between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius.
The celebrations of International Day of Yoga on the 21st of this month will commence with a message from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Doordarshan will telecast this at 6:30 in the morning along with its streaming on other digital platforms. After the Prime Minister's address, a team of Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga will perform a live demonstration of common yoga protocol from 7 a.m. to 7:45 a.m.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. India warns China of serious impact on ties. Modi talks of befitting reply is the Hindustan Times headline. Families proud of soldiers' sacrifice is a Hindu headline referring to the 20 Indian soldiers martyred during face-off with China. With China, India will have to be Atmanirbhar. The Galwan Valley incident is a game changer. Post the idea of Wuhan spirit is another story in the paper. Government may fast-track import curbs on 371 Chinese goods is a story in the Business Standard. The Pioneer states, Trump signs order on police reform, doesn't mention racism. The IISc Bangalore team builds ICU-grade ventilator prototype called Prana using local components, reports the Financial Express. And finally, the Times of India reports how a self-help group of women in Gonda from different villages planted 5 lakh samplings in 10 nurseries collectively during lockdown as of a free, though protecting the samplings from wild animals was a challenge.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India elected as non-permanent member of UN Security Council for a 2-year term. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts India will give befitting reply to anyone who tries to impinge upon its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Prime Minister to launch auction of 41 coal mines this morning. Number of COVID-19 testing labs increased to 924 in the country. Prices for corona test in Delhi reduced to 2,400 rupees. And Railways deploys 960 COVID care coaches in 5 states. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day ahead.